Good morning to all and all present here. Today's assembly is brought to you by the Shriyas of grade 11B. I am Samat Naran and my friend Abhitesh are here for today's prayer. I request everyone to join their hands, close their eyes and get ready for the prayer.
स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृहस्पतिः स्वस्ति न पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्ताक्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति।
अर्थात कीर्ति वाले ऐश्वर्यशाली इंद्रदेव हमारा कल्याण करें। सबके पोषण करता वह सूर्यदेव हमारा कल्याण करें।
जिनकी चक्रधारा के समान गति को कोई रोक नहीं सकता वे गुरुदेव हमारा कल्याण करें। चेतवाणी के स्वामी बृहस्पति हमारा कल्याण करें।
Now I would like to call Kritika to share with us the thought for the day.
Good morning. Today's thought is, to accomplish great things, we must not only act, but also dream. Not only plan, but also believe. I repeat, to accomplish great things, we must not only act, but also dream. Not only plan, but also believe. May I now request our principal, Mrs. Brinda Ghosh, to share her thoughts with us.
Good morning, everyone. Today, I thought I should talk to you about stress and how to deal with it. Because I find that as you prepare for your exams, and particularly now, having been at home for so many days and not being used to regular school, I have been watching the children who come to give their exams, not only the board exams, but also the school exams. And I find that a lot of the children have a kind of a pressure and a stress about the examination per se. It is of course obvious that anything that you are going to do will cause some kind of an anxiety, and it will also cause some kind of stress. And as a Canadian psychologist who has invested a lot of time in researching about stress and how to deal with it, as he says that stress is something that you should learn to tackle and to learn to use it in a positive manner. In other words, he says that some amount of stress is in fact a triggering force. It is in fact good to have that kind of stress. And it is not really correct thing to start telling yourself to relax. Because as I just said, when you're going to do anything at all, there are levels of stress. Even if you're going to, let's say the simplest of things, even if you're going to try out a new recipe, or if you're going to experiment with something for the sake of experimenting, not for an examination, you will have a little amount of stress because you don't know what the outcome is going to be. You have everyday stress in the morning. You have to reach school on time. You have to be in your proper uniform. So all that does cause stress, and it is a stress that we learn to deal with. If we tell ourselves constantly, relax, then we can't deal with it. Now, let me give you an example, a very obvious example from the field of sport. If a runner is standing at the start point and he has to run, and he knows the kind of speed that he has to maintain and how he has to balance his speed or distribute his speed while running. He's running a 400-meter track or a 1,000-meter track. He needs to know how he has to go about it. Now, if he stands there and if he tells himself, relax, relax, and if he goes to the extreme levels of taking a tranquilizer, it's not going to help. Because his nerves need to be ready to face that challenge of finishing that run in time and of winning it. So he has to allow that stress to trigger the positive energy in him to overcome any obstacle that may come his way so that he can finish his run in time. So children, the point I'm trying to make is that you have to understand that yes, there is this kind of pressure, there is some stress. Now, how do I deal with the stress? By converting that stress into a positive energy. I gave you an example of the runner. Similarly, whatever task you might undertake, you know what has to be the outcome. So instead of letting that stress get on to you and to make you think negatively, let that stress trigger the factors that you need to prepare for yourself so that you are ready to face any of the challenges that come your way. So whether it is reaching somewhere on time, or whether it is facing an examination, whether it is doing a test, everything will cause stress. Understand that. And understand that this stress is something that makes you do something better. And if you did not have this stress, probably you will not fight to give the best of you. So therefore, use ways and means of converting this into positive energy, and you will see the results. This is something that you should all remember and practice. And the more you practice it, the better you become at it. And one of the tools that lets you practice this is definitely getting into bouts of silent meditation every now and then, because that helps to steel your nerves, because that helps to make you mentally strong. Preparation and keeping yourself prepared by calming down your nerves, not relaxing at the time of doing your work. So this is what I wanted to convey to you today. Remember that, and you can read more about this. In fact, I think the Saturday paper, last week's Saturday paper, has a column called Osho Speak, and I did read something to this effect even in that article. So it'll be a good idea for you to understand this, read about this, and practice it upon yourself more and more. Thank you, children. Have a good day and all the best for you for the rest of the week and the term.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे